I just wanted to do a quick, a review of Deathmatch Who Doesn't Want a Fourth Life because I feel like it needs more recognition. And here are some of the things I love about it, and hopefully you guys will try to check it out because I really love this isekai. I really love this piece of work, and it's just one of my favorites. Not just isekais, just basically stories to read. And one of the main reasons is the main character. I mean, the main character is so very unique because I read a lot of isekais, and a lot of isekais, frankly, have the same main character, which is, dark black hair, brown eyes, maybe, like bangs over eyes, scrawny, kind of skinny characters. And I'm like, okay, there's like literally hundreds of these, and they're all the same. But this one, the main character is a vampire, which is like a half dark elf mixed with a vampire, and even his like facial features is very interesting because like whenever another character like describes him, they're like he has these eyes that you don't know. They're like dead fish, right? You don't know what emotion he has or what he's thinking or anything like that. And also he has like claws. He has like fur on his wrist, and then he has his pupils different colors. His hair color is white, and it's something that I was like, oh, cool, finally something unique. I mean, you're in a fantasy world, you can literally, be anything you want to be. And also I feel like the main character's backstory is very kind of unique too in some ways, whereas he wasn't bullied, he had a hard life, yes, but I don't know, he was just a side character. Honestly, he was a side character. Nobody noticed him. Nobody remembers him at all. And now he's in a different world, and he can completely change that. And the second part this goes into of why I like it is the world building in this story is quite frankly very amazing. And that is because it goes into so much depth that it is astounding how much the author actually thinks of this. Because you may be wondering why is it fourth life? Well, you see, in the beginning, you're in regular Japan, and this MC is going out and on this ferry ride, and this ferry ride gets blown up by terrorists. And then a god comes along, and he's like, all right, I'll grant you this new life in this other world, right? And they all take the opportunity. I think one person doesn't, and our MC kind of gets screwed over. And the only reason he gets screwed over is because there's another kid who has like the same name as him, basically, except with one letter or something off. And he essentially, everybody else gets powers. Everybody else gets like crazy good luck, except him. He has powers, but his powers, he essentially, when he was born, is given up to like the government or something for testing since like a newborn, right? And they're all just testing on him for, I feel like, 20 years he's been in there, and he just basically gets attacked. He doesn't have any interactions with any people. So at some time he dies in the lab, but then because he has these death powers, his soul kind of comes back to his body, and he powers up, and he kills everybody in the lab. And the funny thing is, the people who come in to kill him are his former classmates, and they're called bravers now, and they're like heroes of society, and they're all like worshipped or whatever by people in this world. And our main character loses it because he was dealt a bad hand, and he hasn't like interacted with anybody in what feels like 20 years, right? And he's angry at the god, and he's like, I hate you, this god. His name is Rancor, and he's like, I will try to kill you. I'll kill anybody. I'll kill my past classmates, or whatever. So the god basically is like, all right, I'm gonna give you a new life, and this will be in another world, and it'll be, I guess, he puts some restrictions on him. He puts like 3 debuffs, if you want to call them, and he sends him off to this world. But something happens, and he was supposed to be like a human, but he becomes a vampire. So, and you might think, oh wow, that's a long. That's like the first 2-3 chapters, basically, of this piece of work, and that tells you how different it is to the other piece of works, because the other works just go like, hey, here's a truck, here's a girl, save the girl, oh no, the truck killed you, that's it. That's how you get into this world. Whereas this one really takes its time, I feel like, and and progresses into a nice, like, hey, here's this other world, here's why our character is like this at the start of the story. And I'll go on to say, like, this is a slow burn, which I feel like is very good, because it has this kind of feeling of like there's always more to it, and there's always something going on and happening in this world. And also there's people that I feel like I really like, especially if you read on to the novel. You go in and you read about villains, and they get introduced, and then they're kind of built upon. They're not necessarily idiots, all of them. Some of them are, and some of them aren't. It's like solo leveling, if you know what I mean. Because like in solo leveling, our hero kind of goes through this journey where he fights really strong monsters. Then he goes to like lower dungeons, and he just basically just breathe on them and they die. That it's basically, sometimes it's like that. And the villains who try to kill, or like try to kill and know what our MC is and who he was before, they aren't dumb. They try to like they know he's like very powerful, and they're like, all right, I'll try to like somehow outsmart him in any way they can. They will take any advantage, which means either they try to put him in like a situation where he has to protect somebody else, a village, like his people, right? They're like, how can I make sure he doesn't go all out, and I have the best opportunity to kill him? And this, I feel like, is very something that should be done more, but doesn't happen. Because I don't know, I feel like other MCs have it like way too easy, where they just, I don't, they're so overpowered that anything, that problem that comes their way, you just feel like they can easily just kill something without them having to really think about it. Whereas this work of literature kind of just doesn't, right? It kind of goes beyond what is exceptional, and it's really interesting. I hope some of you take the time to read this. I'll leave a link in the description for the light novel. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Have a nice day.